Hello and welcome back to the channel. It has been a little bit since I have put out content for everybody. I'm going to be starting a new series that has been highly requested by all of you. I did one of these back around Christmas time. It was called Tradesmiths, and I did a video for every day leading up to Christmas in December. So there was 25 videos. You can check out that playlist if you're interested. I will link it above in the video as well as in the description box. Basically, in that series, what I did was run through 25 different trades, giving analysis in a shorter format than I typically do on this channel, and breaking down what my thought process was for each of the trades that I had taken. I do show record of taking them, and it was during one of our competitions called Strategy Wars. I'm going to be doing a very similar series. We just wrapped up a Strategy Wars in April, and I did record all of my trades in real time, just like you have to for Strategy Wars, which is why I like to be able to share these, especially in these trading series, because that way you're not cherry picking trades. These are real trades that I took. I had to document them throughout the whole month, as well as showing the account that I am working with and showing the progression of it and what it looks like. So you're going to be seeing all of that throughout this series, as well as a breakdown of each of the trades that I took throughout the month of April. So you are aware, for this competition, I was a part of a team called Happy Trail. It is an indicator that we offer at the trading floor. It is not required by any means in order to be able to trade like I do. I am essentially a breakout trader. I like to trade breakouts, or I like to trade breakout and retest. You will see that mostly throughout this series and how it is that I analyze the charts. The indicator is just there to help me personally. It's something that I've made up and coded because it helps to benefit me. It is not at all required, so you do not need to worry about that. Please just pay attention to the analysis and the price action that I'm explaining when I'm going through the trade and why I'm marking where I'm marking, or entering and exiting where I am. If you are interested in a trading community, the trading floor community is an educational community that helps traders get started. You can find information there, all different types of content that we provide. A bunch of different traders work in that community. There is staff to help as well. So if you guys are interested in looking for a community, you can check it out below. They are linked in my description box. If you enjoy these types of series and it's been helpful for you, please do leave a comment below and let me know that you are liking it so I can make sure that I record more of these for you guys in the future. Let's get into the video. Hello and welcome back to day 2 of the trading series. I will be reviewing with you guys April 2nd's trade that I placed during the month of April for Strategy Wars. So for this trade, I was on US30. I will show you guys what this looks like. So this was still working off of that same demo account that I did talk about in the first video. So total transparency, this was a demo account. It was a 100K demo account, and you'll see that there was like a 1.2R and like a 1R. So that is what you're seeing there. So didn't actually make these profits. I was still trialing this broker to see if I even wanted to use them. But I can use a demo account in Strategy Wars, so I did use it to be able to help get my team some points. I was trading with the Happy Trail indicator strategy for their team. Huge congrats to the Happy Trail team. So they were the winners of Season 6 Strategy Wars. So congrats to everybody who did help us win. And also to Price Action, that was the other team that I did talk about in the first video that I was on. That was my concept team, and they also placed first place. So it was super exciting for me to be on 2 of the winning teams this season, as well as placing first place in the competition. I was tied with first place with 2 other amazing traders, so congrats to them as well. But yeah, there was 3 of us that placed in first for the same amount of positive days in the month of April. So huge congratulations to you two as well. My rant there about Happy Trail was just that you are going to see the indicator on here. I've talked about this in the intro video. It's not necessary. The idea here is to just focus on like the actual zones that I'm drawing and the breaking out of them, or the retesting, or targeting higher time frame zones as like a higher probability level of price action. But I do like Happy Trail indicator a lot. For those of you who are in the community and you do have access to the indicator, and you're wondering what case I use, I personally like case 2, but I do like case 2 or case 3. And I will sometimes use a higher time frame as my bias. So you can find out more about that in the community and like how to actually use the indicator. But I just want to let you guys know because somebody may ask that question. But throughout the season of Strategy Wars, I did use case 2. Okay, let's get into the actual analysis now. So for this trade, I took two of them. I did something called stacking. I will link a video above. I have a short that I had posted explaining what stacking is and like the idea behind it. So you guys can check that video out if you are more interested in knowing what I mean when I call like doubling up trades stacking and how I go about doing it. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. I have a 15-minute time frame that I was using as my bias. So you can see this level down here where I wrote in that the bias changed with the break of consolidation. There was a consolidation zone that I had identified using the 15-minute time frame. So that is what this greenish shaded box is. What I had seen was a breakout from it. The break did originally happen over here, but I didn't have a bullish smiley face to be able to confirm like whether I was having a momentum change or not. That didn't happen until here. So I did have this as my like bias change candle where I was intrigued to see like, are we going to make new market structure? Are we really truly changing and breaking out? And is this going to be a little bit of a small reversal that we're seeing on the 1 minute? So that was my like, ooh, I'm interested candle. I did not enter on that candle. It didn't fully break the high here. So I wasn't totally convinced that we were like going to be completely changing. I still wanted to wait a little bit and see if I could find like a better entry after a pullback and a confirmation. I did get in here. So the same kind of idea happened here. The market pushes up, makes a new higher high, pulls back a little bit, gets a nice rejection bullish candle. And that kind of signals that you potentially are going to go up again. And this is part of candle reading. If you guys are interested, you can always like YouTube candle reading and candle patterns, but both of these are signaling a good bullish rejection candle, showing that there is going to potentially be a new higher high made. So that was enough for me to be interested. And then basing my entry off of my previous bias, which was bullish still. So as long as you don't have a smiley face print of the opposite direction, like there was no upside down smiley faces that printed, my bias for the 1 minute is still bullish. So I don't need a new smiley face to print at that moment for me to enter. It does come a couple minutes later, which was great as an additional confluence to kind of like boost my confidence in the trade. But I didn't need it. I still had this one. There was no reason to change my bias because nothing different had printed. So I did enter in there. I did target using the 15-minute level that was to the left. So there was a level that I had marked up and identified when I was marking up my support here that was like a consolidation zone. There was also another level up here on the 15-minute, and that is what I targeted as my take profit for my trade 1. Now, and I normally would try to split up like a trade 1 or trade 2, but because the entry is pretty much the same idea here, I'm going to cluster both of them into the same video. And because I never actually completed trade 1, so as you can see, I like just missed hitting my take profit, which is like the worst. If you know, you know. But anyhow, I did just miss hitting my take profit here. Got kind of stuck in a little bit of the pullback. Not that big of a deal. It was just kind of another opportunity to get back in to the market at a better price and try and target for a stack trade and get another entry. So that is what I did here. The analysis is totally the same. I was just basing it off of my previous bullish bias, which I had 2 of them, and no bearish in between. And there was still no bearish even here with this bit of a retracement that had happened. So I was okay with it. We also never broke market structure. So this pullback or retracement, whatever you would like to call it, it never actually breaks below this area here and forms like a new lower and changes character of like the structure. So I was fine with keeping my bullish bias. And yeah, so that was that. So I entered in again at a bit of a cheaper price instead of getting in way up here or waiting for it to break this 15-minute and seeing if there would be another one. I was able to get into a second trade here. And I'd also like to just point out that when I do this, I always make sure that I'm a bit in profit here. So I was in profit before this bit of a difference, if you can kind of see where I'm showing, before I went and got into a second trade. That to me is important. I like to have a little bit of profit before I would potentially take on more risk, or I would like to be like risk-free. In this case, I wasn't risk-free, but I did have profit. So I did make sure that I had something running positive before I would go and take on more risk. Anyhow, both of these did end up working out. One was like a 1.2-ish. That was this first trade. And the other one was like closer to like a 1-to-1 risk to reward. And both targeted the same exact 15-minute level. And they did eventually hit after it got a little bit of this deeper retracement. And it did finally push up to grab my take profits on these. So that was these trades here. That's pretty simple, straightforward breakout type of trading and continuation. There's really not much more for me to tell you about this trade. So yeah, I was just continuing with the market structure that I was seeing and making sure that it never fully changed directions, or the change of character, some people call it, where you would have a new lower low forming here. It never did do that. It respected this zone and continued to back up. So yeah, that's all I have for these trades. So this was day 2 for me for the strategy wars in April, and that's it. Just a spoiler alert, day 3, we're going to be switching from Forex to futures. So I'm going to show you guys a futures trade that I took on a challenge account that I was doing with Apex. So you guys will see that in the 3rd video that is coming out. I'll see you then. Bye.